I'm not going to mince words. Many international schools prefer and give jobs to Western or the so-called native English speakers compared to the number of times they offer jobs to their non-native counterparts. In fact, I've realized that if you're a black teacher coming from Africa, it's even more difficult to get jobs in some of these top-tier international schools. However, it is not impossible. My name is David Resfosen. I've been teaching here in Vietnam for almost 6 years, but I will be leaving very soon to take up a role in a very good international school. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things any non-native teacher can do to overcome this bias. In fact, point number 3 is very important because I think if you do the first 2 things, ignoring the third point, you'll be wasting a lot of time and your resource. So I hope you stick around and then watch to the last point. Let's get started. To begin with, let's talk about qualifications and maybe professional development courses. The qualifications I would advise you to get is a B.Ed in the subject you intend to teach. That is Bachelor of Education in English if your plan is to become an English teacher in an international school. And if you are teaching science, you should get B.Ed Science. But if you do not have a B.Ed for your first degree like I am, I would advise you get a PGC. In fact, possibly you get a Master's in Education in the subject you intend to teach, because that, I believe, will help you overcome some of this bias. Because this advanced credentials prove that you are really good at what you intend to do. That is the subject you want to teach, and you are very good when it comes to pedagogy. Now, when it comes to professional development, I would advise you get professional development courses from this program providers such as the Cambridge or the IB. This is because most of these international schools, they run this curricula coming from these institutions: the Cambridge curriculum, the American AP curriculum, the IB curriculum. So if you get professional development training from these outfits like the Cambridge, you get professional development training. Let's say you get classroom management training from Cambridge. You get, let's say, pedagogical training from the IB. These qualifications or these trainings speak volumes of your, ability to deliver in the classroom. This is what I have found. So I hope you just concentrate on this, because this can help you overcome some of these biases. Point number 2 is teaching license. I would advise you get a teaching license from a Western country. First, let me talk about why a teaching license. I have realized that most of these top tier or international schools, they require teachers to be registered in some form with a government body, because that gives them some form of assurance that you are fit to work with children. I am a US licensed teacher, and to get a US license, you need to go through FBI fingerprint background check. And in some schools, this background check suffices as a working with children certificate. So this license actually gives these schools assurance that you are fit for the job in terms of pedagogy, in terms of content knowledge, and in terms of your character. Now, I would advise you get this license from these Western countries because most of these international schools run curricula that originate from these Western countries. I'm from Ghana. I'm currently teaching here in Vietnam, and I'm yet to find an international school in and outside of Ghana that runs the Ghana national curriculum. Or I'm yet to find an international school that runs the Nigerian national curriculum. But there are so many international schools out there that run the British national curriculum, the American curriculum, the Australian curriculum, the Canadian curriculum. So if you have license from these Western countries, it gives these school leaders or principals and the immigration officers who will be checking your documents to offer you work permits and work visas the assurance that you are fit to do the work because you are qualified and you've been certified by the state of that country, or be certified by the country that you are fit to teach their curriculum. So this is the reason I'll urge you to get a teaching license from these Western countries. When you check teaching nomad, you'll find information about how you can get a UK QTS or a US teacher license online. In fact, I have made a video about how I got a US teacher license from Vietnam. So please check the video description below and you get more information about that. So the second point here, which I think is very important, is you should get a teaching license, possibly from a Western country, because that gives you a competitive edge. Now, point number 3 is you actively seek or look for schools that believe in diversity and inclusion. You will know this by looking at what they write in their job description. Normally in these schools' job descriptions, they do not specify that they want white teachers or they want teachers from a particular country. They mention that they want licensed teachers. They want teachers who are qualified in certain subject areas. And they mention so many requirements, but they do not limit the requirements or their applicants to the country of origin and this other stuff. And then 2, when you get the opportunity to interview with any school, you should just observe how you are treated during the interview. You will know from the interview that you are going into a very good environment or an environment which is not fit or which is not good for your mental health. I got an offer from a school in Indonesia last year, but I rejected it because of the encounter I had with one of the interviewers. I think it's the principal or the vice principal of that school. I thought she made a racial remark, and I thought that wasn't a very good thing. And in fact, I concluded that wasn't a very good environment for me. So that is the reason I gave in my response that I'm sorry, I'm not going to take the offer. And the third thing you need to do when it comes to you looking for schools that respect inclusion and diversity is you have a chat with current and then past employees of such schools. You just do your research on LinkedIn and then have a chat with them and then ask them how the school environment is like. And you can also do research on forums like the International Schools Reviews Forum or Reddit. Reddit is a very good place to do research. And when you do all this research, you get an idea of which school environment is good for you. Because if you don't do that, you always be frustrated and you'll be wasting your energy trying to fight schools that want particular teachers from particular countries. I believe it would be a waste of time for you to be fighting them, writing posts about why still in this 21st century schools are requesting that teachers have some particular skin color. And just don't waste your time. Just put your time into looking for the schools that will help you have safe mental space to work. And one other thing too, you should look. Let me give you this one thing that I do is when I apply to a school for, let's say, 2 times and I get no response from them, I no longer I apply to them, because I don't need to explain. But if I apply to a school 2 times and I don't hear any response from them, I no longer apply to them. There are some schools you don't even get called for interviews, but the response you get from them acknowledging that you've even applied, it's enough for you to know that such school is a school that respects diversity and inclusion. I've not been successful with certain schools, but I will always apply to these schools when I see a job opening in my subject area. That is, if I am open to work. So it is very, very important to dedicate time to look for schools that actually believe in diversity and inclusion. You can check their mission and vision statement. You can check their staff makeup. And when you're having interviews with them, just observe how you are treated during the interview. And I think this can help you, avoid bias or racism against Black or non-native or African teachers in international education. Is there any other point you think is also important for anyone to do to avoid racism or bias in international education? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I hope you found value in this video. If you did, I will appreciate you hit the like button, you subscribe, share this video, and keep it locked. I'll be posting, in fact I post here every week, and hopefully you get a lot of value from my videos. Till the next time, you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye. Peace.